Hey guys, Ivan here at ivanmena.com. In this video, I want to show you how to create video or YouTube ads using Google Ads. This is an absolutely amazing way to get your product or services out there in a very visual way, as opposed to, say, search ads where people just see text. I've been doing Google Ads for the past 5 years, so I'll be able to share some of my tips, tricks, techniques, and just helpful ways to help you get set up as well. Before we get into it, guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon so you get notified when I release more videos just like this, helping you make money online, all right? That being said, let's get straight into it. So the first thing you guys want to do if you want to create video ads is have a video, okay? So in YouTube, you do have to upload a video to YouTube. So you will have to click on the option that's going to say go to your account, go to your settings, and then once you're there, click on create and click on upload video. And then you're going to have to upload your video. Now, don't worry, you might be thinking, okay, I don't want this video to go public. I don't want the whole world to see it. I only want people that I'm advertising it to see it. If that's the case, that's okay. You don't have to make the video public. You can just set it to unlisted. And unlisted means that only people that have the video URL will be able to see it, which we will be doing in the Google Ads, right? Once we set up the YouTube ads, we will give them the URL, but nobody else will be able to see it. So that should be your first step, is to actually set up some video, or if you have some public videos like I do on my channel, this video is going to be public. You can do that as well. That's totally fine. All right. So that out of the way, once you set up the video, make sure you go to ads.google.com, set up an account if you haven't already. I'm going to assume you already do. It's a very simple process. And then what you're going to do here is click on the little plus sign and click on new campaign. And what you want to do here is click on this option here, create a campaign without a goals guidance. It's going to give us the most amount of customization for our ads. So I'm going to click here. I already created videos for search campaign and display campaign. So if you want to know how to do those, check those out. But this video is going to be about the video ads. So we're going to click video here. And then you have all these different options. Now you can select these individually. I'm going to go into more detail what each of these mean as we create the actual ad. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to go with this custom video campaign option because it's going to give us the highest number of options available. So make sure you select that option over here. We're going to click on continue. And now this is where we're just going to fill in the blanks and get our campaign up and running. So the first thing here we have to do is set up a campaign name. So let's suppose that I'm going to use my latest video as the ad here, which was the display ad, the Google ad display ad video. So I'll say Google display ads. Let's suppose I want to use that as an ad, right? So you're going to enter the campaign name here. The next thing you have to do is set up the bid strategy. So you have two options for how you can pay for these video ads. So the first one is maximum CPV, which means pay per view. So this means that you're going to be paying per view. So if your video is over 30 seconds long, then if somebody watches at least 30 seconds or they interact with your ad, you're going to be paying for that view. If your video is shorter than 30 seconds, if it's like a bumper ad, which is 6 seconds long, then if somebody watches the full 6 seconds, you're going to pay for that. So that's one of the options for how you can pay. The other option for how you can pay is target CPM, which means target per 1,000 impressions. So it's cost per meal, which is like 1,000. So this means that every 1,000 times that somebody has seen your ad, then you're going to pay. So what I would suggest you start off with is maximum CPV. And then as you start getting better and better results, it will be cheaper for you to switch to target CPM. Because if you're getting successful views, right, for every single person that clicks on your video, then it's going to end up being cheaper if you know that the conversion rate for each person that clicks on your ad will be higher. So we are going to go with maximum CPV, and then we're going to go down. So the next thing here is the budget. So you can set a total budget, or you can set a daily budget. So how much do you want to pay per day for this campaign? So let's suppose I want to spend no more than $20 a day for this campaign. You can set it whatever you want to. The more you spend, the faster you're going to get results. So the next thing here is we have the network. So you can show your networks on YouTube search results, on YouTube videos, or on the display network. I'm going to leave all of this as is. But if you want your ads, for example, only to show up on YouTube search results, then you can select this option. And the actual options when it comes to creating the actual ad will be a little bit different, right? So I'm going to go in and we're just going to select all these. We're going to minimize that. The next thing you want to do is set the location. So normally I like to start off with tier 1 countries because they have the highest quality traffic. So that's Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, and US. But this is totally dependent on you and your goals. Where do you want to show your videos to, right? Up to you. Languages, this will show your ads to people that have the interface in this language. So if we select English, we're going to be showing our ads to probably English speakers. That's the idea. So it's not going to translate your ads or anything like that, all right? Keep that in mind. The next option here is the inventory type. So this sets the strictness level basically of the video. So for example, if you select limited inventory, then your videos will not be shown on videos that have sensitive content, such as some profanity, some sexually suggestive content. If you select expanded inventory, then your videos can show up on videos that have graphic violence and serious injury, like excessive profanity, things like that. So depending on what your product is, if you have a product that's, for example, really tailored for kids, there's probably no need for you to go with videos that have excessive violence and injury or excessive profanity, right? You can probably go with this option to save you some money. I'm going to go with standard inventory because that's kind of the average, but this is totally up to you and your specific product. Next here, this shows where you want to exclude your videos from showing up. So I like to exclude it from live streaming videos because people that are watching live streaming videos, they're probably really indulged in whatever they're watching, and they probably don't want to click off. So I don't want to show my ads on live streaming videos. You can also select if you want to show your ads on content that has been labeled or not yet. So if you leave this checkmarked, this just means that your ads will not be shown on videos that aren't yet labeled by Google, right? So it's kind of uncertain where they stand. So this is up to you. You can leave it on, leave it off. I'm just going to leave it on for now. So that is it for these parts. These two options we're going to leave as is. If we click on additional settings, you can change your devices, you can change your ad schedule, you can also set frequency gapping. So this is kind of cool. This shows how many times do you want to show your ads to the same people, or how many times do you want your ads to even be seen and not viewed by people. So if you put cap impression frequency, that means, for example, if you say this, I don't want one person seeing my ad, not viewing, like actually just seeing my ad more than 3 times a day. So it's going to limit it to that. If you say cap view frequency, then you can say, I don't want any one person seeing my actual ad, like viewing, remember, the full 30 seconds or viewing the full 6 seconds if it's a bumper ad, more than 2 times a day. So I do actually like to set these because I don't want to pay for the same exact person seeing my same exact ad over and over and over again on the same day, right? But you could also change this up if you want. You can say per week, per month. I think 2 per day is good for the frequency. However, you could set both impressions and frequencies as well. So if you're paying for impressions, you probably don't want one person hogging all 1,000 impressions, right? Something like that. So let's say for impressions, we can say 4. So we don't want somebody even seeing, just seeing our ad more than 4 times a day. So that's how this works. You can set the ad schedule. Let's say you want to run your ad from 9 to 5 on any specific day. You can do that here. You can select the days. You can add more days if you have, like, let's say Friday and then Thursday, right? Up to you. Third-party measurement, we're going to leave blank. And then this is where we get to the actual targeting. So we're going to leave the ad group name blank for now. We're going to come back to it once we actually decide where we want to show our ads to. So let me show you the options you have in terms of selection of targeting. So the first one here is demographics. So this is the ages, the parental status, household income, pretty straightforward. Just check mark or uncheck mark, whatever suits your product best. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Audience segments. So I covered this in my Google Display Ads tutorial. Basically what this is you can target people that Google deems is interested in specific topics. So for example, if you go into, well, let's start with detailed demographics. You can choose, for example, parents of toddlers, parents of teens, marital status. So you can target these people specifically regardless of which video they watch. So YouTube has a lot of information. Use it to your advantage as an advertiser. If you go into education, you can select current university students. So lots of options here. You can go employment if your offer has something to do in the employment niche. You can target a person that works at a company with a specific number of employees, specific industry, things like that. Lots of options. Then you have affinity, which is just basic interest groups. So Google kind of scans every person that goes through different websites. It's going to see, hey, this person is interested in this specific topic or this specific niche. And so as it gathers that data, you'll be able to show your ads to people that are interested in specific topics as deemed by Google. So that's that. You have in-market events. So in-market is a little more specific than affinity. It's not just people's interests. It's what people are actually researching or planning right now, like in the past maybe few weeks or the past few days. So Google notices that there's a little shift, a little trend. Somebody might be looking for, let's say, car and vehicle parts. Well, let's go more specific. Let's say car parts and accessories, and we can go more specific. Let's say Google sees that, oh, this person has been looking for car batteries, for example, in the past week or so. So it looks like they're interested, they want to buy car batteries. So if you're promoting products that have to do with car batteries, let's say easy battery reconditioning from ClickBank, those of you that know that product, this could be a good target audience, right? People that are actively looking to buy batteries, you want to promote this product to them. So that would be an example. So you can do that. Let's go back. And for life events, you can also target people that are currently moving, that currently got a new pet, that currently just changed their jobs, things like that. So many options, guys. Play around with them. And next you have these two. These two are basically like remarketing lists that you created. I'm not going to cover remarketing in this video, but I will link my remarketing video in the description that you guys can take a look at. And then you can target people who signed up to your offers, who converted, who landed on your website, things like that. You can create lists and then you can target those people. Okay, so that's remarketing. Over here, this is the same thing. You'll just be combining different remarketing lists together. And then here you have custom segments. So this is basically a custom segment of people that searched for specific topics or searched for specific keywords. If you click on custom segment here, for example, you can say, hey, people who searched for my videos on Google Ads. So I'll say Google Ads and I'll click enter. Maybe I'll say Google Ads tutorial and I'll click enter. And it's saying that there are, in these 5 countries, 1 to 5 billion monthly impressions, mostly male, mostly ages 25 to 34, and most of them are non-parents. So it just gives you some information, and then we can name this Google Ads tutorial. So lots of people have been searching this the past week. What you could also do is you can target people with any interests. So again, Google is going to see, the websites that people visited, and it's going to put those into categories, and then you can target those people. So that's the idea. I'm going to leave it with this. So that looks good. And then if you hover over what you selected here, you can see what keywords it's comprised of, right? So this segment is comprised of the 2 keywords, Google Ads tutorial and Google Ads, people searching for this. So that's the idea. That looks good. And over here on the right-hand side, you see that so far we're reaching 41 million people weekly, right? So that's a lot. That's a lot of people. So we could probably narrow it down a bit more. So these are the audiences that you can target. The next thing you can target are the actual placements. Like, where do you want to show your ads? Like, which specific videos, which specific topics? So if you go into keywords, you can type in keywords. Let's say I want to show my ads on videos or websites that have to do with Google Ads, where the topic of it is Google Ads. You can also get some ideas if you type in Google Ads here. Google is going to give you ideas like Google advertising. You can say Google advertising again. Oh, AdWords advertising, AdWords ads, right? And then as you can see, this does go down from we had like 10 million or something, or 41 million. It went down to 900K, right? So this is a little bit more specific, and that's good. We want it to be more specific. We don't want it to be more broad. So that's good. I'm going to be showing my ads on websites or YouTube channels that have to do with these topics. So that's good. Now there is another option you can do. So these are keywords. These are a bit more specific than topics. You can also just go into something more general. So let's see if I can type in Google Ads and see if I can come across anything. Not really. So instead of typing in keywords, you can also just go by a general category. So for example, marketing. I want to show my ads on channels or websites or apps that have to do with marketing. You can do that, right? And then you can go through and just look at all these different topics. I do want to go a bit more specific, so I entered my specific keywords here, but it's totally up to you and how far you want to go. So I'm going to clear this. I don't want that. We're going to leave it at 900K. So far, so good. Now you can go even more specific, and you can actually choose where exactly you want your ads to show up. So this is really cool. So for example, for my video, right, it's about Google Ads. Maybe I want to show my ads to people that are already looking up Google Ad videos. So if I type in Google Ads here and I select, for example, videos, I can show my ads on these videos that have to do with Google Ads. You can also go with channel. So you could type in Ivan Mana, and you can show your ads on, well, in this case, we selected videos, but you can show on my channel, right? And it's going to show my ads on some of my own videos, on different videos throughout my channel. But if you want to go more specific, you would select specific videos. You can choose to show your ads on different websites, on different apps. So yeah, even on some apps, you could have videos playing there. So that's really cool. So you can go here, you can choose specific apps where you want to show your ads. You can also go with video lineup. So if you click here, you click the drop down, you can show your ads on content related to accounting, related to action films, things like that, right? So lots of different options here. I think we're gonna leave it as this, what I have here, and now we can go back and change our ad group name. So I can say here, and I can say people for audience, right? We can say people that searched for Google Ads tutorial. And then I'm gonna say content Google Ads. And so this will allow me to see with just one look at my ad group what exact targeting I'm doing, right? Because later on, when you do split testing and when you test different ad groups and different segments and different audiences against one another, it's going to be easier for you to just glance at the ad groups and see what you have there rather than having to click on the ad group and actually seeing what you selected. So that's why I like to name it whatever it corresponds to with my selection, right? So that's the idea here. Now bidding, you can set your bid. So we said per view. So how much are you willing to pay per view? So I like to start low, let's say 50 cents, and then just get it going, get the campaign running. And then as you observe the campaign and as you notice that you're getting enough clicks or not enough impressions, then you can change it up and you can increase or decrease it. So that's the idea there. And then if you also select this option here, you can increase the bid to show your ads on more popular content. So let's suppose I increase my bid by 100%. So that means that I'm willing to pay up to $1 to show my ads on videos that are the most popular in the niche, right? So you're basically paying premium for a premium service type of thing. So we'll leave it like that. And then last but not least, we come to the actual ad creation part. So this is where you're gonna choose your ad format and select your video. So like I said, we're gonna be targeting my display ads video. So we'll say display ads, and this is my latest video. So let's suppose we wanna target this. Now, these options will depend on your payment settings, okay? So let me go through all the different video formats for you first here real quick. So the skippable in-stream ad is the most basic ad format. If you click here, here's what it's gonna look like. It's just gonna show the entire ad and people will be able to skip it after 5 seconds, right? Let me see. Here's what it looks like on desktop, or that's tablet, and then that is desktop. Here's what it's gonna look like. You can skip ad. It's gonna say ad here at the top. In-feed video ad, you see it right here. It's basically an ad that's gonna show up either like here on desktop, it's gonna show up on the right of the video at the top, it's gonna say ad, or it's gonna show up below the video if you're on mobile, right? So it's basically an ad that's just gonna be a suggestion based on whatever video somebody's watching. And this can also show up in the YouTube search results when you type something in, right? So it could show up again like this at the very top. Next, you have a bumper ad. A bumper ad is an ad that's up to 6 seconds long and people cannot skip it. So they're gonna watch the full thing, right? So if I go back here actually and I change this to target CPM, now you should be able to select bumper ad and you won't be able to select in-feed video ad, all right? So just keep in mind that is how you determine what options are available. So I'm gonna go back to CPV and we're gonna select skippable in-stream ad and we just have to enter our bid again. There you go. Now the other formats, right? So these are the 3 formats that were available at the start. Remember when we first created the campaign, when I said just go with the custom option? So that custom option allows you to choose from these 3. But if you don't like any of these 3, you have these 3 options available instead. So the non-skippable in-stream ad is a 15-second ad that can play before, after, or at the end of the video. And that one cannot be skipped either. So it's just like a bumper ad, but longer. And an outstream ad is an ad that will appear only on mobile on certain websites. So if you sometimes navigated different websites, you might have seen that there was a video playing with the sound off, right? So that's where these ads will be showing on different websites. And this is where some of this targeting comes in, where if you select topic targeting or keyword targeting, as long as the website is partnered with Google, the ads could show up there, right? So these are the different ad formats here that are available. We're gonna go with skippable in-stream ad, which is like the basic, the standard ad that you normally see. So the next thing you have to do is enter the final URL. So this is where, what's the whole point of this? Where do you want to take people to? So I'm gonna select HTTPS and I'm gonna enter my actual website, ivanmana.com. Now for the display URL, that works too, except I can remove the www. And this is the URL that people are actually gonna be seeing, right? So it should be the same. And then over here, you can see what it's gonna look like. So there at the bottom left, on tablet, on desktop, it should show up there somewhere too. So let's go through a few of these options and then we're gonna click on preview ad on YouTube and you will see exactly what it looks like. So the other thing I like to do is include a call to action. So call to action could be something like, let's say, learn more, right? It can only be 10 characters long. And for the headline, we can say, get your free guide. Okay. So we can just say get your guide, for example, right? Let's suppose I'm promoting my affiliate marketing guide, which I am on my website, and that's kind of the goal. So we can do that. Add URL options, you don't have to worry about that. That's if you're using third-party track. Now you also have the option here to add a banner. So the banner will look something like, let me see if I can show you right there at the top right. And see if I can show you. Yeah, there's gonna be a little banner right there. And so if you select upload an image, then you'll be able to choose an image for your banner. Otherwise, if you just click on auto generate, Google will do its own thing. And based on your website, it's gonna put a banner that it thinks will fit the best, right? So that is it for this part here. For the ad name, I do like to indicate what this ad is. So this is my Google Ads tutorial, and it is skippable in-stream ad, right? And let's quickly preview this ad on YouTube to show you what it looks like. You do have to turn off ad block to see it. So I'm gonna pause it here. We're gonna refresh the page, and then you're gonna see it show up here. So as you can see here, it says ad. Here it says my website. Here's the call to action, right? And then over here, so here it picked up, that's the banner that it picked up automatically based on my actual YouTube channel. So you use that. Here it says ad again, it says learn more. And then here you can skip the ad, right? And so that's the idea. That's what it's gonna look like. So it looks good. And if you're happy with that, you can click on create campaign, and that should pretty much be it for your campaign. So we're gonna click continue. And let me now quickly show you where you can change things around, and that should pretty much be it. So first of all, here's your ad group. So what you could do is you can go in and you can copy this ad group, and you can paste it if you want to. Paste it right there, and then you can go in and you can just change it up around a little bit. Oops. Oh, we said Google display ads. Yeah, this is supposed to be Google YouTube ads. I named it incorrectly, sorry. Just realized. So we're gonna paste it here, and then you can go in and you can edit this ad group, and you can say, okay, for this one, I don't wanna target people. I wanna target different content websites, like something that have to do with online marketing as opposed to Google ads. You can do that, right? So we'll just let it run. We'll click run in the background. And then here are your ads. Here's what it looks like. You can click on the little pencil icon here. You can click edit. Now, if you change something in this ad, it's gonna start a new ad, all right? So keep that in mind, because it's not like search ads or display ads where you can just change things around and it's gonna go back into queue. This will delete this ad and set up a completely new one. So just letting you know. You can go on videos. You will be able to see what video you selected. You'll be able to see the analytics for it. So over here, if you click here, you'll be able to see the data, how many people viewed it, what the stats are. You can go into audiences. This is where you would adjust and change up your audiences. You can go into ad schedule. You can change the ad schedule, location, devices, content. So if you selected certain topics, you can add topics here. This is where you selected the keywords, right? The placements, if you have specific topics. So if you click edit here, you would select the ad group. And then you would select where exactly you want to show your ads on again. And then if you go back into ad groups, hopefully, let's refresh the page here. It still didn't show up. Let's see if we can copy it one more time. I just want to show you basically the idea that what you'll be doing, you will then go in there, and then based on these options that I told you about, right? Like audiences, content, you will go in and then change that different ad group to be something else. And that is how you'll be able to split test different variations. And so I'm gonna give it just a few moments here to update and to give us this split test variation, just so I can quickly show you what I mean. All right, so there you go, it finally showed up. So for this one, we can click on this ad group. We can come in here, and then let's suppose for the audience targeting, we wanna change it up, right? So we're gonna go into audience segments. We'll click edit audience segments. And instead of Google Ads tutorial, we'll click browse, we'll click on, let's say, affinity. If we can't find something, let's go back into search. Let's type in Google Ads and see if we see something else. Let's say we want to target Google advertising, right? We'll click save. And so now we're targeting people that are interested in Google Ads, that go to Google Ad websites or see those videos. So for content, let's suppose we want to remove the keywords here. We're going to go in here. We're going to remove them, or we can pause them. Removing keywords. And then now what we can do is we can go back into our ad group. Here, click on ad group. We can change this up a bit. So for this one, we're no longer doing content, but we are doing people searching for Google Ads. And there you go, right? And we can even specify We can say people affinity Google Ads, right? And that way we know exactly what this ad group corresponds to and then what this one does. And then we'll be able to see all the stats right here. And that is it, guys. That is how you create a video or YouTube ad on YouTube using Google Ads. If you enjoyed this content, definitely take a look at my other videos at youtube.com/IvanMana. I have so many videos with completely free content here, guys. Over all my 5 years of experience, so much content. And you can just take a look. Over 400 plus videos at this point. Also, take a look at my website, ivanmana.com. I give you a free affiliate marketing guide. And I also teach you how to make money online with ClickBank and with other affiliate networks at ivanmana.com/all-courses. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.